Don't do that. Something is wrong with y'all. Give me 5 minutes. I'm going to try to get out of the way. I just get right quick. I got it done. This is on 1 Peter. I'm nervous. I ain't used to doing this. Because I ain't supposed to be working. All right, 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 11. Right quick. Listen to the book.
If any man speak,
let
him speak as the oracles of God.
So what did they talk about first, brother? That's right, divinely inspired. Isn't that right? So we certain priests got to be divinely inspired. Listen.
If any man minister,
let him
do it as of the ability which God giveth.
For what reason?
That God in all things may be glorified through Jesus Christ.
That's what we consider. Isn't that right? And everything we do, that's the purpose of what we're trying to do, that God can be glorified, even in the acts of the Son or what the Son did. We was reading in the 57th chapter of the book of Isaiah, that's exactly what we looked at. Everything that was prescribed for the Son came into the glory of God. Mere fact that when you look at how God, at second Timothy right quick 4 and 3 and 16. Why did I get that? Woo, somebody might. I might be a little too loud. Just right, I'm gonna have to get ready and close. Got the way we got. But 2 Timothy 3:16. I cannot believe y'all people. Listen to the book. This 2 Timothy 3:16. Listen to the book.
All scripture is given by inspiration of God.
And it's what?
Profitable for doctrine.
Now, why is this important for us when we go back and we start to look at the law? Because we look at something that God inspired. So when we look at what was spoken concerning the Son was inspired by the Father. So you look at the glory came in toward God or to God when the mere fact that the Son obeyed the book. He had clearly came along and told us how every knee was going to bow and every tongue was going to confess, wasn't it? At the 18th chapter of the book of St. John. 18 and 1.
Amen.
Listen to the book.
When Jesus had spoken these words,
what happened?
He went forth with his disciples over the brook Kidron, where was a garden, into the which he entered, and his disciples.
Come on.
And Judas also, which betrayed him, knew the place.
Come on.
For Jesus oft times resorted thither with his disciples.
Come on.
Judas then, having received a band of men and officers from the chief priests and Pharisees, cometh thither with lanterns and torches and weapons.
Yeah.
Jesus therefore, knowing all things that should come upon him.
So how would he know all things? Because the Father taught him. He told you the Father taught him these things, knowing all things. Our law come along and we were clearly supposed to teach our children. That's how we knew him to be the Son of God. That's how we're supposed to be called the children of Israel, which means we would know the things that were been taught from Israel, which he would have got from Isaac, which he would have got from Jacob. So a lot of things we say in Son of God, a lot of people profess things, but like you said, in their works, they deny him. The Son did not deny him in the works. What he was taught, he came to illustrate it. Jesus, knowing that all things, what happened?
Knowing all things that should come upon him, went forth and said unto them,
what did he say?
Whom seek ye?
Who you looking for? Come on.
They answered him, Jesus of Nazareth.
Jesus of Nazareth. Come on.
Jesus saith unto them,
what did he say?
I am he.
And what did they do?
And Judas also, which betrayed him, stood with them.
What happened?
As soon then as he had said unto them, I am he.
As soon as he said, I am Yeshua, what happened?
They went backward and fell to the ground.
Every knee gonna bow. Every knee gonna bow. As soon as he said, I'm he, he let them call the name. When he said, that's me. What else were they gonna do? Isaiah had already prophesied they were gonna do it.
Yeah.
They were gonna have to. Listen.
Then asked he them again,
yes.
Whom seek ye?
Who you looking for?
And they said, Jesus of Nazareth.
And what did he say? Or what did they do? Come on.
Jesus answered, I have told you that I am he.
I told you I'm him.
If therefore ye seek me,
what happened?
Let these go their way.
What happened?
That the saying might be fulfilled which he spake.
Yeah.
Of them which thou gavest me, have I lost none.
But who do you want to lose them? Judas, the son of perdition. In the 17th chapter of the book of St. John, when he prayed, he told him, I lost none. All the Father gave me, I haven't lost none of them. None but the son of perdition. He was born to come into ruins. That's why we come here and make sure we get the word. You got a chance to examine yourself. A lot of people doing things that don't even realize in your own speech you wind up betraying yourself. Or you want to getting yourself away. When all of them start putting their hands in, is it I? Is it I? He told, you said it. You asked for a reason. You already knew you were the one doing wrong. Isn't that right? He said, but the ones he knew that the Father had truly given him, he said, I hadn't lost none of them. That's why we come here. This is why we find in Hebrew, the 2nd chapter again, when y'all come, you ought to get a more earnest heed to the things you heard. Less than any time you let them slip. Isn't that right? Something we always come back to consider. Look at the 27th chapter right quick of the 27th chapter of the book of Matthew, for whatever reason. See it, 27.
Man.
Other brother, give me the 19th chapter, book of St. John. Give me about 19 and 2. Hold that for me. Listen to the book.
Then the soldiers of the governor took Jesus into the common hall.
What happened?
And gathered unto him the whole band of soldiers.
Yeah.
And they stripped him and put on him a scarlet robe.
What did they do to him?
Stripped him.
And did what?
Put on him a scarlet robe.
They did what to him?
Stripped him.
And did what?
Put on him a scarlet robe.
And what happened?
And when they had platted a crown of thorns,
Yeah.
they put it upon his head.
Yeah.
And a reed in his right hand.
Yeah.
And they bowed the knee before him.
Yeah.
And mocked him, saying, Hail, King of the Jews.
Yeah.
And they spit upon him and took the reed and smote him on the head.
Yeah.
And after that, they had mocked him. They took the robe off.
And did
from him
what?
And put his own raiment on him.
At the 19th chapter of the book of St. John. St. John chapter 19. Verse 2 will be fine. Give me verse 1. Can't be 2 years old without being 1, can you? All right, this is St. John 19 and 1. Listen to the book.
Then Pilate therefore took Jesus and scourged him.
Yeah.
And the soldiers platted a crown of thorns
And did what?
put it on his head, and they put on him a purple robe, and said, Hail, King of the Jews! And they smote him with their hands.
Yeah.
Pilate therefore went forth again, and saith unto them, Behold, I bring him forth to you, that ye may know that I find no fault in him.
You see what they did to him? At 19 and 1, what happened?
Then Pilate therefore took Jesus and scourged him.
Yeah.
And the soldiers platted a crown of thorns and put it on his head, and they put on him a purple robe.
He had a red robe, and they put a purple one on it. At the 37th chapter of the book of Genesis, at verse 1. Genesis 37 and 1. Let's see what that's like. Probably ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Genesis chapter 37, verse 1. Genesis 37 and 1.
Amen.
Listen to the book.
And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger.
Jacob dwelt where?
In the land
Wherein?
wherein his father was a stranger.
You can turn that L down now. Kind of getting chilly. Come on.
In the land of Canaan.
In the land of Canaan?
These are the generations of Jacob.
Yeah.
Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren.
What happened?
And the lad was with the sons of Belhi.
Come on.
And with the sons of Zilpah,
Mm-hmm.
his father's wives.
What happened?
And Joseph brought unto his father their evil report.
Come on.
Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children.
Jacob did what now? Now Israel did what now?
Loved Joseph more than all his children.
What did he do?
Loved Joseph more than all his children.
How you know?
Because he was the son of his old age.
So what did he do?
And he made him a coat of many colors.
The father loved the son.
Amen.
He showed him all things that himself doing. You think it was just by chance they went and put a red robe on him, then put his own coat back on him? That's a different color. When the mason said to take a red coat off and put a red coat back on. So the coat he had on was already a color they didn't want. So they put him on a red robe. And then when the soldiers got him, they wound up putting a purple robe on him. They would give him a coat of many colors. He tried to tell y'all the father loved the son.
That's right.
And he showed him also whatsoever things he doing. Pick him up if you would at the 23rd chapter of the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah 23:23. Come on, I got to get ready to get out of here. Y'all already knew this stuff, though, didn't you? They already knew this, didn't they?
Josh and you.
That's what they're doing, Josh and me. Jeremiah 23:23.
Amen.
Listen to the book.
Am I a God at hand,
Or what else?
saith the Lord,
Or what else?
and not a God afar off?
Am I what now?
Am I a God at hand,
A God where? Right here?
saith
At
the
hand
Lord,
would be what? Right here? And not a what?
a God afar off?
What you do?
Can any hide himself in secret places, that I shall not see him, saith
Tell
the
me.
Lord?
Uh-huh.
Do not I fill heaven and earth?
What is that, 23, 23? 23, 24?
24.
St. John chapter 3.
Man.
St. John chapter 3. Give me about verse 9. St. John chapter 3.
Amen.
Let them get it. Verse 9. I said, any man minister, let him do the ability which God give. That's how God get the glory.
That's right.
When the Son came down, he ministered the ability God gave. That's how God got the glory. Listen to the book.
Nicodemus answered and said unto him,
Mm-hmm.
How can these things be?
Come on.
Jesus answered and said unto him,
What did he tell him?
Art thou a master of Israel,
And what happened?
and knowest not these things?
Come on.
Verily, verily, I say unto thee,
Yeah.
we speak that we do know,
Y'all, that's all I do. All you can do is speak what you know.
Amen.
Do the bit of what God give. And what you testify.
and testify that we have seen,
Come on.
and ye receive not our witness.
Come on.
If I have told you earthly things,
What would have happened?
and ye believe not,
Yeah.
how shall ye believe if I tell you of heavenly things?
Come on.
And no man hath ascended up to heaven.
No man did what now?
Ascended up to heaven.
No man had done what?
Ascended up to heaven.
But who?
But he that came down from heaven,
Yeah.
even the Son of Man,
Which is where?
in heaven.
I don't know what that means. What did Jeremiah 23, 24 say?
Can any hide himself in secret places, that I shall not see him, saith the Lord? Do not I fill heaven and earth?
23, 23?
Am I a God at hand, saith the Lord?
And not?
A God afar off?
Where was he at when he was talking? Was he far off? He was right down. He said, ain't no man never sitting up to heaven, Son of Man. Which is, he said he was in heaven, yet he was him. What was he saying? He had to say he was God. Oh, well, you can be at two places at one time.
That's right.
He did not say he was going back to heaven. He said he was in heaven.
Yep.
That would make him God, wouldn't it?
That's right.
At that 1 Peter chapter 5 right quick. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 6. I appreciate Minister Malcolm for calling that. Wonderful Savior.
Amen.
1 Peter chapter 5 at verse 6. Listen to the book.
Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God,
What happened?
that he may exalt you in due time.
What that mean? What that mean? Isaiah chapter 53. Isaiah 53 and 1. Listen to the book.
Who have believed our report?
And
To whom is the arm of the Lord revealed?
listen.
For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant,
Come on.
and as a root out of a dry ground. He have no form, no comeliness, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him.
Come on.
He is despised and rejected of men,
Yeah.
a man of sorrows, and acquainted with grief, and we hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not.
What happened?
Surely he hath borne our griefs and carried our sorrows, yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted.
What? We did esteem him what?
Stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted.
He was under the hand of God. Well, what Peter tell us about that? How's we going to know that? Humble yourself. What that mean? How you humble yourself under the mighty hand of God? You got to take God's chastisement, the 12th chapter of the book of Hebrews.
Yeah.
Come on, son. Hebrews chapter 12. So what y'all thought humble mean? What kind of humbling you thought? Somebody humble, somebody kind of quiet, somebody don't kind of do a whole lot. You say, that's a real humble guy. He don't really do a whole lot. Your definition of humble is different than how God looked at humble. This is the 12th chapter of the book of Hebrews. Give me about verse 3. Listen to the book.
For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners.
Talking about how we hid as it were our face from him. We beheld him stricken of God. He endured contradiction. Usually when a man sit around, a man need to be something happened to him. The average person going to help him. That's why he try to tell you about the parable. Who then is this man's neighbor? A man fell among thieves. You don't remember? And people walked by and passed by. Then a Samaritan came by and helped him, right? That's what come to saying Good Samaritan.
That's right.
Took the man, bound him up his wounds, and took him to an inn. Said, whatsoever lack when I come back, I'll pay it. Even the sinner was contrary.
Yep.
He wonder, who then is this man's neighbor? The Pharisee, the Levite, they all passed by. Look at us. We did contradiction of sinners.
That's right.
A Samaritan never would have been a Jew, wouldn't he? He even told when he sent him out, told us not to enter into any city of who?
Mary.
Don't even enter, but go only to the who? A Pharisee and a Levite. Where they were, I wonder where they would have been connected to. Israel. Where you supposed to go to? So you gotta. Why would the Hebrew writer tell me consider him who do it? So contradiction of sinners. Why would he tell me a story about somebody that fall among thieves? What you think when he come down there? He told you all that came before me were who? Thieves and robbers. Come on.
For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be wearied and faint in your mind.
Listen.
Ye have not yet resisted unto blood.
Doing what?
Striving against sin.
So you got to look at him. That's how we beheld him, the men of God. We got to look at that and we got to consider. Why would he tell you to consider him? Because it's easy when you start looking at your own detriment, your own situation, look like it's greater than what he's gone through. Everything that you're going through is actually insignificant when you consider what the son go through. But if you don't look at the son, your problem's going to always look great. It's going to look bigger than anybody else's. Mm-hmm. Yours always look hopeless because you're now going to look at the son.
Yep.
A lot of you set yourself up for failure. I got a young man, he want me to pray for him. Say he fell away for a while and they ready to come back, get it back together and get it going. And he simply failed because he did what he did opposite of what I told him. He admitted. He said, I did opposite of what you told me. He said, I just did. I ran real fast and I kept going. You told me not to. I already said he was going for a crash. You know what come before a fall? Pride. That's why he had to stricken the son. Think about this, man. I'm walking around turning water into wine. I'm just walking around doing stuff. I got blind folks seeing, spitting on the ground. What you think gonna happen to me? I'm taking fish. I'm feeding 5,000 men, not including women and children. Y'all ain't never heard of me before. Huh? I know book. They said when I look at the book, they said, how know this man any letter never been taught? What you think they gonna do to me? Paul tried to tell they were giving him a message of Satan. I forgot what it was supposed to do. What did buffet mean? Hit, strike. Humble yourself under the mighty hand of God. He told David that concerning his son. If he sinned, what did he say he's going to do to him? With the chastisement of man. When we beheld the men of God. That's why when they took him, they were sitting there hitting. He already knew where it was coming from. You sit around and you blame it on the individual. You don't realize Paul tried to tell you where your wrestling come, where your fight come from. Come on, where did Paul tell you where it come from? Huh? Principality. You don't wrestle against flesh and blood. That's why he wouldn't fight those people back. Because he knew there's not no fight with nobody carnal. I wrestle against principality, spiritual wickedness in high places.
Amen.
But you don't know that if you ain't been taught. It's easy to make an individual your whole fight. It's easy to say and hate somebody for something they do to you. That's why he can forgive them. I already know who I'm fighting against.
Amen.
That's why so many of y'all already lost the battle. Y'all already lost. Why did Paul tell you that we're not ignorant of who? Less. Because you don't know who you fight. That's why y'all fight me and you fighting a losing battle.
Yep.
You fight a losing battle. I'm not your fight. Your biggest fight, your biggest problem is you.
That's right.
Because you won't acknowledge what your problem is.
That's right.
Spiritual wickedness sitting in high places. You got to know this, folks.
Amen.
You got to understand, we've been taking humble under the mighty hand of God. What you think that mean? That mean I got to be beat. I got to be chastised. I got to be whipped. I got to be put down to death and let it come from God. Recognize where it's going to come from. Why did he tell us in the 32nd chapter of the book of Deuteronomy? I make a lie. I wound, I what? So why would the son going to sit around and think it was coming from them? If I down in the cross, who do this? If I get sick, if I get an injury, where that come from? If I get a baby that's born, who do that? If I get sick and I get healed, who does that? Oh, devil made me sick. That's what got me sick. And I gave life and made a baby. The son had to know, listen, it's one thing to sit here and hear it. It's another thing to demonstrate what you've been taught. That's what we lack a lot of times. That's why a lot of our fathers come in and stuff while occupying our mind, we might have missing the truth. I got somebody to teach them. Some of y'all think y'all too busy looking at what I was going to do, worry about what I was going to do. I said, be honest, you really do. You'll miss it.
Yep.
The Lord set things for a reason. Y'all will miss it. That's what was so prevalent about the son. He didn't miss anything. He didn't miss it. When Peter told him, humble myself, what that mean? Then pull my sock up. See, that's being humble. Humble myself on the mighty hand of God. No. Y'all, he sat there and take it. Now God going to exalt him in due time. Then I want to apologize for how I did in front of everybody. Let God exalt him. They knew that already, though. You knew that already. What were you thinking? Y'all miss too much. Y'all miss stuff you can't afford to miss. You too busy still fighting and doing your own stuff, and the whole time you miss how God worked. Amazing. Job tried to tell you that he was going to teach you about something. Who remember what it was? By the hand of God. But when you don't know, you just don't know. He was going to teach you how God worked. By the hand of God. And y'all miss it because y'all too big. Y'all want, I want to hear preacher. I want to hear preacher. I want to get preacher. You don't get information. Pay attention to who I set up. You'll wind up missing something else. I got something out of it. Y'all will miss it. Let me tell you something. A lot of things will come up and be deceptive to you. I'm only going to be here for a little while. When I'm done, when I ran my course, the Lord going to move me. A lot of y'all going to stumble and fall. Let's see what Isaiah told y'all ought to be doing. At the 8th chapter of the book of Isaiah. Give me about verse 22. Let's see what it says. Make it 19. It's all the same word. Y'all all right?
Amen.
I was good. Miss, I was good when you got through. I was good. I don't know, everybody different.
Man.
I'm good with the word.
All right.
Lord got to read. A lot of times y'all are over expect, look for things. You better start looking at what God gave you. It's a reason.
All right.
Amen.
It's a reason. A whole lot of time we don't wait to consider. A whole lot of things we look for and y'all desire and you want. What you going to do with it? When you get it, what you going to do with it? Listen to the book.
And
Isaiah chapter 8 at verse 19. Listen.
And when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits,
Yeah.
and unto wizards that peep and mutter,
Yeah.
should not a people seek unto their God for the living to the dead?
What that mean for a brother? It don't make no sense for the people that living to go seek nobody dead.
Right.
That one makes sense. Why would the people go and seek for somebody? You know what's amazing? What's a big popular thing though? The palm readers.
Yep.
What do people always want them to do? Conjure up people that's dead. That's a big money racket.
Yep.
People always want to know, I just need to ask my mom or something, or my dad. It's one question I didn't get to ask them. Or my wife. It's a big money racket. Yet the law already told us this should not do what now?
Should not a people seek unto their God for the living to the dead?
Hold what you got right quick. 24th chapter, book of Luke. Luke 24 and 1. Wonderful Savior.
Man.
Luke 24 and 1. Listen.
Now upon the first day of the week,
Very what?
early in the morning,
What happened?
they came unto the sepulchre,
Listen.
bringing the spices which they had prepared,
Come on.
certain others with them.
Come on.
And they found the stone rolled away from the sepulchre.
Listen.
And they entered in and found not the body of the Lord Jesus.
Listen.
And it came to pass, as they were much perplexed thereabout,
Come on.
behold, two men stood by them in shining garments.
Listen.
And as they were afraid and bowed down their faces to the earth.
What happened?
They said unto them, Why seek ye the living among the dead?
I have no idea what this is talking about. I have no idea why the angels would have told them this. Listen to verse 21 again. Verse 1 again. Listen.
Now upon the first day of the week,
Very
early in the morning,
listen what happened.
they came unto the sepulchre,
With the what?
bringing the spices.
So why were they bringing the spices?
Dead.
For a dead body. You know what some of y'all thinking? That's kind of contradicted. They were coming for Jesus. No, they weren't. They were coming for a dead body.
Yep, that's right.
Isaiah just told us that. Should not the people seek their God?
Mm-hmm.
And not the living for the dead?
Yep.
Listen.
Bringing the spices which they had prepared, and certain others with them.
Come on.
And they found the stone rolled away from the sepulchre.
Yeah.
And they entered in and found not the body of the Lord Jesus.
So what were they looking for?
Dead body.
A dead body. And they were living.
Yep.
I wonder why Isaiah wound up telling us about the living looking for the dead. Come on, son.
And it came to pass, as they were much perplexed.
They were confused.
Behold, 2 men stood by them in shining garments.
Yeah.
And as they were afraid and bowed down their faces to the earth,
Yeah.
they said unto them, Why seek ye the living among the dead?
Listen.
He is not here.
But what?
He is risen.
Tell me what else.
Remember how he spake unto you when he was yet in Galilee,
That what happened?
saying, The Son of Man must be delivered into the hands of sinful men,
And what else?
and be crucified, and the third day rise again.
The Son of God had to what now? Go ahead. The Son of God did what?
Saying the Son of Man must be delivered into the hands of sinful
So
men.
you should have never been looking for the flesh after that.
That's right.
Not the living. That's 2 Corinthians chapter 5. Verse 13. Y'all all right?
Amen.
Amen.
2 Corinthians chapter 5 at verse 13. Listen to the book.
For whether we be beside ourselves,
It is the what?
God,
Listen.
or whether we be sober,
It is for whose sake?
your cause.
That's why Paul tell them about sitting around, they were taking a supper. How some of you drunken and another one full. Listen.
For the love of Christ constraineth us,
It makes us do what we do. Come on, son.
because we thus judge,
That what happened?
if one died for all,
Then
we're all dead.
you got to consider that. If one died for all, then everybody had to be dead.
That's right.
Come on.
And that he died for all,
What happened?
that they which live should not henceforth live unto themselves,
But who?
unto him which died for them and rose again.
Listen.
Wherefore, henceforth, know we no man after the flesh.
So y'all think that the living should seek the dead?
Nope.
Because henceforth we don't know any man after the flesh. Hold you got right quick at the 19th chapter of the book of St. John. Come on, son. St. John 19. Make it 20.
Man.
St. John chapter 20. I apologize. Don't give him rest. St. John 20. Give me about verse 5. Hold that for me. Listen, hold what you got, 2 Corinthians chapter 5. Where you at, 14?
16.
16. Hold that. Listen. This is the 20th chapter, book of St. John, in verse 5. Listen.
And he stooping down and looking in, saw the linen clothes lying.
Yeah.
Yet went he not in.
Come on.
Then cometh Simon Peter, following him.
Come on.
And went into the sepulchre, and seeth the linen clothes lie, and the napkin that was about his head,
Yeah.
not lying with the linen clothes, but wrapped together in a place by itself.
Come on.
Then went in also that other disciple,
Come
which
on.
came first to the sepulchre, and he saw and believed. For as yet they knew not the scripture that he must rise again from the dead.
Come on.
Then the disciples went away again into their own home.
Yeah.
But Mary stood without at the sepulchre, weeping.
Listen.
And as she wept, she stooped down and looked into the sepulchre,
Come on.
and seeth 2 angels in white sitting,
Come on.
the one at the head and the other at the feet, where the body of Jesus had lain.
Come on.
And they say unto her, Woman, why weepest thou? She saith unto them, Because they have taken away my Lord,
Come on.
and I know not where they have laid him.
Come on.
And when she had thus said, she turned herself back and saw Jesus standing, and knew not that it was Jesus. Jesus saith,
Hold, stop for a second. And when she turned herself, what now?
And when she had thus said, she turned herself back and saw Jesus standing and knew not that it was Jesus.
Hold what you got. At 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 16. 2 Corinthians 5:16. Listen to the book.
Wherefore, henceforth know we no man after the flesh.
Although what?
Yea, though we have known Christ after the flesh.
Hence what?
Yet now henceforth know we him no more.
Yep.
When it made sense when he got, she still knew who he was.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
When it made sense. When it made sense. Y'all all right?
Amen. Amen.
Just stuff to consider. Showing us just what kind of change it has to be with us when we sit here and we hear the word. And you know what we do? Y'all fight and pray over change. When your family and people tell you different, it's like I don't know you no more.
Yep.
And you start trying to get people to recognize you still trying to go back. They're not supposed to recognize us. Just no more than they were supposed to recognize him after the flesh.
That's right.
How else would I understand the premise of being new? I'm new, but I'm still the same nigga. I can still go out and drink now. Nigga can still hang, chase some hoes. Then you're not new.
That's right.
Because if any man be in Christ, he going to be. There's no way to know you and you still be in Christ. The reason why people still know you because you're not new. You hadn't changed. Y'all want to know what your problem is? You already know what it is. You keep trying to fit. People start telling you, you're starting to get different. Your transformation happened for you to find a change, and you're so dumbed down, you still trying to go back and trying to hold a relationship with people and with God. That's why you'll never make the transformation.
Yep.
That's why you want them? Don't cling to me.
Yep.
Because my next move after this, I got to send to the Father.
That's right.
I got to send to the Father. That's the only purpose of change. Except the corn of wheat fall into the ground and do what? It does what? But if it do what? It does what? Now, if it brings forth more fruit, what's got to happen? Huh? It's got to be gathered. Only makes sense. It only makes sense. If y'all don't understand the premise of what we're doing, how y'all actually looking to get out of here? Y'all still trying to find out how to hold on to people and build God. It can't happen. That's why there's no way to cling to me. I'm not going to be here. Once I make the transformation, I already know I'm sitting here because the man coming to gather me now. Y'all got a second? No. Y'all all right. Y'all good. Y'all good. That's all right. I'm going to do it. No, y'all good. Y'all good. Y'all good. Hey, I would hope at the end of this feast that you guys really lay some things to heart to understand what you're doing. It's so easy to miss. I ain't always seen it. It's easy to miss it. I mean, some of the stuff people say, they trying to tell you change and you different, and we've been so dumbed down, we've been thinking that's a bad thing. Well, I don't want to get too far and then, you know what I'm saying, I lose a relationship with people and you so dumb, you don't realize that's what's supposed to happen. Why would Paul use, although we had known him after the flesh, henceforth we don't know him like that anymore? That body had to go back. That's where the newness of life came in at. Folks, we got to understand what we're doing while we're here, or you're going to miss it. That feast we having is more than just sitting down and eating and drinking, or you're going to rise up to play. At the end of the day, we human. We like to laugh. We like to have fun. We like to do things, but we can't afford to get off.
Right.
That's what our forefathers and them did. No sooner than they got out, the next day was a feast until they had just come out that night. Now, what feast could it possibly have been? Had to be unleavened bread. He made a proclamation. He made it known to them. But when the people sat down to eat and to drink, they rose up to play. Because there was no way to serve God to have those idols there. The people had made a golden calf, said, behold our God. It didn't matter what he got up and said. Until you get rid of it, it's going to hinder you. It's going to hold you from your transformation. When Moses came down, that's why his anger was against it. He destroyed it. That's why the Lord told her, quick tear it down. You can't hesitate with this stuff. You know what y'all doing? I don't want to move too fast. Let me wait. I don't know yet how the Lord might work it. And you never change. It's going to happen. If you're going to be saved, your husband, your wife, your children, it's going to cost you something. It can cost you all of them. It cost you a little. It's going to cost you your health. It's going to cost you something. At the end of the day, it's going to cost you something. In the 9th chapter of the book of Luke, when they wanted to follow him, he let them know the foxes have hold, the birds have net, but the Son of Man had nowhere to lay his head. And I can open that up for you too, because you missed something there too. That's what I get paid to do. I can't afford to do what y'all do. We'll be sitting up waiting on a burning hell if I jumped over everything that you guys will jump over and miss. I can show you something with that too. But everybody going to follow him, it costs them something. You got to consider you'll wind up sleeping outside, you fool with me. I'll go, just let me go bid my family goodbye. No man had put his hand to the plow looking back. It ain't even fit. Some of y'all in here, y'all don't put your hand, you don't turn back so many times. How you going to actually make it in? Be practical. How you going to make it in? Be real with yourself. You can't let family go. You can't let it. Be honest with you. How you going to make it in? He said you can't even look back. Paul said, we are not of them that unto what? Because he said, no man doing it. It fit. Then you go and do it. That's what he told me he lost. The son of, you born to do that. You born not to set up and totally isolate yourself from things and serve God. You set to set yourself up and not to do what the man said. That's dangerous. It's different when you don't know, but when you learn and you've been taught, can't do that. That wouldn't make common sense. I mess around and be the son of perdition. I turn back now. Other man just want to go bury his father. He said, let the dead. Bury the dead. Who the living supposed to look to? God. And not the dead. They supposed to seek unto the law and to their God. That's why he started, the angel tried to let them know about it. Didn't he tell you? He will let you know he was God. Now you got to seek the God. That's a cult. I can't believe it. I can't see my family. I can't go to a funeral. I can't do nothing. You can do it because you're going to hell anyway. When you go to the funeral, when you go there and you hug that body, how many of them get up? I'd be a fool. You go to the funeral, you hug and raise people up. Then I would agree with your will call. When you get through with your crying, your hollering, and messing your draw, who get up? I remember I had a cousin that passed, and my mother went to that funeral. It's been some years ago, back before we ever stopped going to funerals like that. And your oldest sister, her grandson, when he died, and his kids were hollering, wanted him to get up. He had supposed to been taking them to Six Flags that weekend. My mama talked about how hard that was him. Get up, Daddy, get up. You supposed to be taking a Six Flags. They crying, want him to get up. I remember they were saying how horrific that was, watching them kids get ripped like that. They was just looking at going to Six Flags. You supposed to be taking us. He didn't move. He's still exactly where every dead man's supposed to be till judgment comes. So when you get through crying, when you get through trying to reminisce and go over what you're doing, at some point you got to ask, what do you change? It's a nice little speech that people tend to have in their restrooms and in their wall. Lord, give me the serenity to change the things that I can't and accept the things I cannot. What can you change about somebody dying? Why you go put that up and read it and practice it and still act like Dumbo?
Yep.
I got to learn this self. Like Paul said, whatsoever state I'm in, I got to be content.
Yep.
That's what the son did. He learned how to be what? Hungry. They say he was a glutton. What a glutton do? Eat. I learned how to be what? Which means at that point I know what? You ain't eat. I'm fasting. I learned how to be. How did you follow Lucifer? You say you're going to exalt yourself, huh? I learned how to be what? I learned how to be brought down. And whatsoever state I'm in, therewith. When Peter pulled out his sword and swiped the young man's ear, Put it back in his sheath. Put it back. I just learned how to take that. Y'all see how far we on? Let's just be honest. The way of y'all son go, we are off. Light years. How's what I learned that? From Paul? In whatsoever state I'm in, he said, I learned to be content.
That's right.
I just learned how to be content. That's why we're here. That's why we're here at the end of the day. We'll learn that whatever our status is, if it's good with God, it's all right with me. Give me that 1347. Let them go. Minister Malcolm done did it to y'all. Let me go and get this. Let y'all go. I appreciate the ministers that work with me. They're very patient with me. I sit down and do a lot of teaching with them, meeting with them. Y'all all right? Let's go over the book with them. Let's go over this. Let's sit down. Let's go over this. Wake up. And we're going over this. Go over this. Because I want us to be just like that. I appreciate it. I told them, though, when I made a minister, I told them, we're going to be meeting, sitting down with y'all, and we got a meeting coming up. Isn't that right? Thank the Lord. They're doing a great job. I appreciate them. This is the 13th chapter of the book of Matthew at verse 47. Listen to the book.
Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea.
What happened?
Gathered of every kind.
Yeah.
Which, when it was full,
it did what?
They drew to shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels.
Come on.
But cast the bad away.
Come on.
So shall it be at the end of the world.
Yeah.
The angels shall come forth and sever the wicked from among the just.
Come on.
And shall cast them into the furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth.
We can't afford that. We cannot afford to be cast in no furnace of fire. Amen. Come on.
Jesus said.
And you know what's amazing about that furnace of fire? When Abraham seen it. When it came through, it wound up consuming the sacrifices.
That's right.
What you think going to happen when this man sat here and throw everybody in the furnace of fire? He going to consume you. This is what y'all going to do. I see faces, see what people think. People try to block out. People don't want to deal with. People don't think it's practical, whatever it is. You don't want to get to this state where this man come back here and cast you off and you wind up burning in hell. Regardless of what you think and how you feel, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And it's not many days hence either. For the Lord come back here and you want to be cast in a furnace of fire, you're going to be consumed and burned forever. None of us can afford that. This information that the Most High God give us is invaluable. You can't put a price on it. There's just no price you can put on it. Because the redemption of your soul is costly. Get your mind out of all these other things and trying to use other people for your failures of excuses. You are going to be the blame for you going to hell. Everybody's going to hell. You're going to be your own blame and your own fault. You can try to use your problems, your childhood, your rearing, everything you want, but you're going to meet this man. When you meet him, you're going to lift your eyes up in hell. You cannot afford to be inconsistent when it comes down to serving God, because all they're going to do is hinder you at the last end. If you set your feet in your mind and serve God, you better count up the cost. Everybody say, you better count the cost up. You stand to lose everything you got, including your health. And you're going to lose your life. There's no way to serve God and not lose your life.
That's right.
There's just absolutely no way to do it. But you got to consider, if you lay it down, you can pick it up again.
Man.
Everything you got, including people, you better start to wear. You better start to consider it. How much do you really love God? What are you willing to walk away from? I got some good people that left him. And human status, not according to God. They walked off and left for some things. Now they said, now they got to consider it. It's hard when you get out there. Oh, it look like you can find, place of teeth like that, plenty of them. Run out there. You can find them everywhere. When you get out there, you realize, just like them, they've been gone probably more 4 years. It wouldn't make no sense to call back here to nobody excommunicate you. You make your own decision. When you get out there, you realize something. It's hard out there.
Yep.
When you get through making your decision, shooting yourself in the foot, you realize these people don't care nothing about your soul.
Yep.
Let me tell you, these people run you through, swipe your card, get your check and your cash, and care nothing about you going to hell at the end of the day.
Yep.
These people not going to put no time with you. A lot of y'all take a lot of it for granted till you get out there and you realize These people don't care nothing about you. These people let you keep whatever you want, wear whatever you want. You know what, at the end of the day, they going right to hell with you.
Yep.
And they used to trying to set no standard they ain't living. You talking about being with the Most High God. Now, how many of us even taught about the suffering? All we hear the suffering of Christ. When you hear about the suffering of Christ, that's all what he took. That's all what he went through. Now you come along and realize you got to do the same thing.
Yep.
Nobody told us that. That make a difference on whether or not I want to be a part of it. Now, somebody tell me that. All I've been taught, all that was him. He did it. We ain't got to do it. I don't know where we got that from. We read and find out the same thing.
Yep.
We going to come through. Peter said he had to short to take off his tabernacle even as who showed him.
Lord.
So Peter just went somewhere and just laid over in a cone and died. That's not what he showed him. He saw that man being crucified, put to death. He told us at the time that come to whosoever give you a loan, buy you a house, gonna do what? What you think they were doing when they killed him? They brought up an accusation. They said that man said he was the son of God. We doing a favor for God if we kill this man. This they gonna do because they had known who? He said because they didn't know who he was, nor did they even know the Father. Let me tell you what, there are a lot of people keeping this time commemorating that are so far. You got someone going to do it Friday night. When you look up at the moon, it wouldn't be possible. When we came out, it had to be a full moon because we needed light when we came out.
Yeah, right.
It would make absolutely no sense he'd have brought us out no pitch black dark without no light.
Yep.
When we come back to commemorate it, when the Lord brought us out, he was the light. But after that point, he let the moon be our greater light to lead us out by night. He set us up where we were never supposed to be in darkness. The sun was supposed to lead us by day and the moon by night. But when the Lord come back, it had no need of it.
That's right.
We're going right back to as it was before.
That's
But y'all let these people make no fool out of y'all. Do it at your, you got to do it when the Lord calls. All these things are specific for, with the S, not the P, not the water. You sit here and make a fool out yourself if you want to. Y'all better count up the cost. Y'all trying to wait on people to transition, people to change, wait to see what people going to do. You better make sure you get that thing right. While you waiting and counting on people, you yourself can mess around and go to hell.
That's right.
Don't make no fool and God mess around and spare them. The Lord can mess around, kill you, let you go to hell. And them people get to feel God through your death, and they wind up turning around getting it right.
Yep.
I don't want nobody to get it off my death, not from no failure.
That's right. That's right.
Anybody go to hell, I tell up front, it's going to be best, it's going to be you.
That's right.
Ain't no options in it. That's just bottom line. It come down to what are y'all willing to do? That's at the end of the day. What are you willing to walk off from? What are you willing to let go? Some people waiting on the Lord to tell them. Some things the Lord ain't got to tell you. You already know. You already know what you got to do to make transformation be saved. We just hoping God come up with another option. Just being honest. We're just hoping another option going to come up. Like a let's make a deal. You got something in your hand, then there's something behind the curve. Hoping either way you don't lose. You're going to have to lose something. That's it. You're going to have to lose. So it's got to cost you something. But at the end of the day, if you can get eternal life, it's worth it. Come on, finish this cycle. Let them go.
Amen.
Come on.
Jesus saith unto them,
Have you what?
understood all these things.
Have y'all understood what y'all were taught today? Listen.
They say unto him, Yea, Lord. Then said he unto them, Therefore, every scribe which is instructed unto the kingdom of heaven.
You know why I read this a lot of times? Because I like to make it tight. For myself, for the minister, for every preacher. This exposes. It make a man have to work.
That's right.
I tell a person I'm a preacher. A lot of people say they preacher. I mean, come on, anybody. You ain't got to know nothing, or you could know something, be the wrong information. But when you read this, it make it real tight for every preacher. It make it tight for me. Make it where you just can't go and just come up and just say any old stupid thing pop up out your head. Because the man say every what now?
Scribe.
Scribe.
Which is instructed.
And then you think about Israel, he was some kind of skill. And what was it in that? What law? Oh, Moses. That make it tight when the man say every scribe. I say I'm a scribe. That make it pretty tight. Every one of them, what they do?
Which is instructed unto the kingdom of heaven.
What y'all trying to get to?
Heaven.
Trying to get in the kingdom of heaven.
Amen.
So if you're supposed to be a scribe and you're supposed to be instructed in this, what you supposed to be able to do?
It's like unto a man that is an householder, which bringeth forth out of his treasure things new and old.
You know what else is amazing about listening and hearing that? that's going to put it right back on the Levites because they were in charge of the tithe, of the keeping of the storehouse.
Right.
So when you're dealing with, this is something they do, this was something they were trained for, he made his covenant with, they would make sense to know, y'all get ready to bring in a bunch of new tithes. Oh, let me rotate this. Mm-hmm. Let me get the old out because I got to put the new in.
Right.
You got to know how to rotate. Just like a grocery store, just like in your cabin, you got to know how to rotate.
That's right.
You don't come along and do something stupid like these preachers do, shove all the new in front of the old. What's going to happen to the old back now?
Right.
Before y'all bring the new, let me take this old and move it. Now put the new back here.
That's right.
And the only reason I'm coming to get the old is because of the what?
New.
Every scribe do this now.
That's right.
Get a Lord a hand clap. They're good. Thank the Lord.